welcome to the art studio at the Seattle Asian Art Museum. I'm Yao Yao, museum educator at SAM. I'm so thrilled you're here to join us for an art activity based on Family Tree by Zhang Huan. To take a closer look at this artwork before we get started, check out the associated Eyes on Asia close-looking video on the Seattle Art Museum YouTube channel. I'm so excited to introduce our teaching artist, Karina, who will help us create an artwork inspired by Zhang Huan's use of self-portrait, words, and identity in Family Tree.
Hello, I'm Karina Del Rosario. Today we're going to be making art inspired by Zhang Huan's Family Tree. Family Tree is a performance he did in New York City where he collaborated with calligraphers who wrote Chinese words over his face, eventually covering it up with ink. Now you might be wondering what those words are. The artist says that the words include stories that his family told him when he was younger. They also include words about his fate, or what his future is supposed to be based on things that he can't control, like his physical characteristics. Stories that people tell us, these ideas about what our future might be, and we're going to make our own artwork with it. Don't worry though, we're not going to be painting all over our face, our physical face. We are, however, going to be making self-portraits, but this time on paper. For this activity, you will need mixed media paper or watercolor paper, some note paper, it could be Post-its, scratch paper, notebook paper, a pencil, an eraser, and a fine point marker like a Sharpie or even a regular pen. For coloring in, you can use crayons, colored pencils, or watercolors. If you're using watercolors, be sure to have a cup of water and also a paper towel to clean up any spills or to blot. Let's take this idea from Zhang Huan about people's stories and also fate. On a sheet of paper or Post-it, write about 5 to 7 words describing what people tell you about yourself. They could make some comments around your physical appearance, your personality, or maybe your family's expectations of you, or your fate or future. Take a few moments to write about 5 to 7 words. Now take another sheet of paper, this time about how you see yourself, your looks and personality. This could be the same or something different from what other people say. It's really up to you. It's your opinion of yourself. Now, some of the words that you came up with can be the same as what people tell you about yourself and what you think about yourself. Some of them might be different. For your last list, write down how you want to be, what your expectations are of yourself and your future. Take a moment to come up with maybe 5 words, 3 to 5 words of how you want to be, either in the near future or maybe when you're a lot older. It'll be good to either look at a picture of yourself or maybe look at yourself in your device so you can start adding in the lines and shapes that can help you draw your face a little bit more accurately. So draw the features of your face, your eyes, eyebrows, and one thing I like to do for the mouth is draw a Y and then kind of come out to the corners. Lots of different ways to draw the mouth. For the nose, I drew a wide U with some parentheses. Before I add the hair, I'm going to take my fine point marker and go over my pencil lines. Now this part is optional. Some people like to color in without such a dark outline. I tend to like having some definition on the different body parts or facial features, which is why I'm taking the time to go over in pen now before I use watercolor, which might make it hard for me to add the ink. I'll have to wait in order for the paper to be completely dry before I go over with my pen. And what I'll do afterwards, after I'm all done, I'll go back and erase the pencil lines so I don't see them. Next, we'll take some of the words that we listed on how we want to be, and we're going to incorporate them into our hair. First, I'm going to draw kind of just the outline of my hair. And then inside, I will write the words from my list. Now we can start adding color. Like I said, you can use crayons, colored pencils, or watercolor for this part. We just want to make sure that some of our writing will come through. When you color in the part with the hair, you'll want some of the writing to come through. So even though I'm going to start off with a pretty dry brush and the color is dark, I can control that by adding more water. Not more color, but more water. So I'm dipping my brush into water and then just going directly to the watercolor I have on the page and just drawing that or pulling that across more areas. If you're using crayon, you want to use the same or similar technique. You want some parts to be a little bit darker, so you would press harder on your crayon or your pencil, colored pencil, and then some areas you would press a little bit lighter so that some of the writing you have comes through. If you have very textured hair, you can go in with a paper towel and just kind of blot to create a little bit of more texture. You can also go in with your marker, maybe once the watercolor is dry, and add some more texture that way. Thanks for making art with me today. Now you see how we turn Zhang Wan's ideas around a little bit with our self-portrait. Instead of having other people's ideas and expectations cover us, we let our own vision of who we are and how we want to be shine through. Thanks.
Visit Sam's website to find more lessons and activities connecting art at the Seattle Asian Art Museum to our lives. Thanks for watching and learning with us.